What's up? It's Old ST, and you already know the vibes. Welcome to the Voice of NYC TV, where the Voice of NYC talks about a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Now, y'all already see I'm on my RVD type stuff. If you're not a wrestling fan, you wouldn't understand the reference, but if you see the ponytail, then you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Enjoy the look, enjoy the fit, and let's get into the songs of the week. Going to number 1, we got Boss Up by Molly Brazy. Baddie's Own Summer got me reminiscing on the time that I had an obsession with Detroit women back in high school. And I was obsessed with Brazy too. And now that we know that I'm gay officially, it makes me think, was this a gay crush or was this just a fan infatuation? Either way, Miss Brazy, I had you on spin, and we miss you, boo. This song may be an oldie, but I was going on YouTube and I saw that she did a live performance of this song, and I really do miss my good sis. Like, the last time you came out with some tunes was back in 2024. I know 2024 is not that far from 2025, but sister, we need you in the booth, okay? Now, going at number 2 for the Songs of the Week list, we got Wave by Dono and High Class. That rap show on Netflix put me on to Dono. And I had to shout out my honorary winners because in my heart, these two had won, Dono and Surah Ali. They may have been robbed, but in the end, they getting love. So did they lose? Not too much. Shout out to Dono. Keep doing your thing. This is definitely one of them songs that you got to keep on repeat over and over and over again. Now, last on the Songs of the Week list, this isn't really on the Songs of the Week list. This is just Songs of the Week news. Because why did R. Kelly come out with a remix to Chris Brown's song Residuals Behind Bars? And honestly, not that I'm going criminal for criminal, but he did a way better job on this one song than Tory Lane's entire prison album, I'm sorry to say.
This call is from a federal prison. This call is from Robert Kelly. This call. First, I want to thank my fans for being a realist. Now let's get down to business on this crazy beat.
All in all, though, Vybz Kartel got the best prison song. We ain't even gonna do too much. Shout out to everybody on the song. Well, shout out to 1 and 2 on the Songs of the Week list. And let's get into our Tea of the Week. Now, going at number 1, Wendy Williams aces her cognitive test and gains the attention of guardianship judge who threatens tighter restrictions on the radio legend. Now, I don't know how many times I gotta say it. It's really free Wendy till it's backwards. My good sis been battling this guardianship for a long time. And finally, we are getting results that indicate that Wendy is well on her way on her road to recovery. She was recently hospitalized after dropping a note from her window saying, "Help, Wendy," and a 911 call was made for a woman in distress, as reported by Good Morning America. Now I guess justice got Wendy's guardianship judge's panties in a twist because she is asking for tighter restrictions on Wendy. And at this point, it's starting to look obvious on what's going on in this situation. Do you guys feel like Wendy Williams needs a guardianship, or are you guys doing some mixy and weird creeped out stuff to my good sis, trying to hold her back? Is this punishment for something that she may or may not have done? Do my good sis need a lawyer? What's going on here? At the end of the day, though, it's hashtag free Wendy, hashtag Wendy needs a new judge, and hashtag shout out to TMZ on their coverage of Wendy. It's obvious the respect that they have for her with the delicacy that they've been handling this story. But speaking of caring and delicate, we're gonna speak on someone who is not caring and delicate. Because The Breakfast Club and Jess Hilarious controversy reached its peak during their exclusive interview with Wendy Williams. Jess was seen low-key scrolling on Instagram, and if you want to keep it a bean with me, it felt like the cameraman even peeped that too, and that's why they were so quick to cut the camera to a different angle. This is so disrespectful to media. You're sitting in a seat where so many journalists work hard just to get near. During an interview about and with one of the biggest legends in radio, and you're scrolling on Instagram? This is not the first time that Jess Hilarious has been called out while working for The Breakfast Club. Recently, during a reporting about the 13-year-old cancer survivor who was just promoted to Secret Service from Donald Trump, she spoke about how his hair was patchy.
It was patchy, but it wasn't nappy.
Boy, if you don't get...
But let's be clear, my brother may be bald, but he's nowhere near far from confident.
Well, I did have hair at once, but I was going bald-headed, and now I'm bald-headed and sexy.
And he's definitely doing 50,000 times better than you, boo. Since you got a lot to say. Are you good? Do you know where you are? What position that you're in? Do you need a cup of coffee to wake you up? Because I really don't think you understand where you are and what position a lot of people would kill to be in. Y'all need more journalists that's willing to take this job seriously and put in that work. I heard they took away Jess with the Masses segment and gave Lauren a segment. Shout out to real journalism. After Angela Yee left The Breakfast Club and they put Jess Hilarious on there, The Breakfast Club has gone all the way down. Hashtag bring back real journalism. Now let's get to the next topic. Next on the list, we're going to be talking about Stephen A. addressing LeBron James, pressing him courtside. Now, Stephen A. has been in a lot of controversies, but honestly, I think this might be his biggest one yet. LeBron James pressed Stephen A. speaking on his son, Bronny. This was caught on camera and had went super viral. He went to First Take to address it, then he went on his own show to address it. But the real heat came from his appearance on Gilbert Arenas' show. And he got some things off his chest. In WWE words, he cut us up a promo. In his words, he thought the Bron confrontation was, and I quote, weak, some BS, but he knew he was speaking to a father. Now you can go and check out the interview for yourself. I will link everything down below. But regarding my opinion on this topic, I've shared my opinions on Bronny on many occasions. Do I think he should still be playing for USC or the G League to have had a better adjustment at the NBA's pace? Definitely. I agree with some of Stephen A's points, but it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And this wouldn't be the first time people ridiculed your takes on rookies. If we were to go back in time and switch the genders on the people that you're talking about, lots of people didn't like how you spoke on Angel Reese's rookie year. Most of which wasn't much about her game, but riled up the Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese narrative, something most media names ran with during that season. Although I see Bron's perspective, I have to call a spade a spade. Since we already talking about Caitlin Clark, I remember when LeBron tried to compare the Caitlin Clark critique to Bronny Hayes. No one that I know or that represents me was upset at Caitlin Clark's game or anything related to her personally. To me, people were more upset at the double standards in media when reporting on her versus others. And to me, it was very interesting that he labeled criticism as Bronny hate. As journalists, we do sometimes have people that get upset at our takes or our comments. I mean, I'm gonna be real, I've had situations like that before as well, and I've spoken about it on my social media accounts. There was a time where I commented on a post about a rapper's freestyle and I shared my opinion on how I didn't feel it, and that to me, it could have been better. Next thing you know, we had a clear as day fan coming at me sideways, getting all disrespectful, talking all crazy outside of their mouth, and I see that said rapper was liking those comments. And this is what I be talking about. When you come into this journalism game, you really got to understand some people will agree with what you have to say and some people will just get straight up disrespectful just because of your opinion. I low-key understand where Stephen A is coming from. I mean, let's look at all the greatest journalists to have ever existed. Wendy Williams, one of the greatest to have ever done it. How many people had pulled up to her radio station trying to fight her? Stephen A had even talked about a time that Kobe Bryant almost got at him because of something he said. It's one of those things that, you know, everybody's not going to agree with what you have to say. And some people don't know how to draw that line between an opinion based on what you do and me throwing personal shots. Some people, they do get it mixed up. And I'm not going to act like Stephen A is a saint, because there have been times that he do be taking it overboard. Even with this response that he did at Gilbert Arenas' podcast, I do think that he took it a little too far. He was talking a little too crazy. But at the same time, I like to put myself in his shoes. Have I gotten disrespect from people just because I gave criticism? Yes, I have. Do I think it's fair? No. Because nobody's disrespecting you as a person. I think that people have a right to give criticism based on the things that these people, these public figures are doing. So I'm 50-50 with Stephen A. I low-key understand Bron's perspective, but I'm kind of understanding where Stephen A is coming from. I saw every bit of the videos of what he said, and was it very far from the truth? Do I think he could have said it in a different way? Yes, 100%. That's the number one thing us journalists have to learn and have been taught, is that sometimes you really do gotta read the room and you gotta understand how to lay down the point. All in all, shout out to journalism, cause like, wow. When I was in college, I remember watching a TED Talk that said that journalism is dead, and look at this. Journalism is literally the heart of what's going on right now. Shout out to media, shout out to LeBron, shout out to Bronny, shout out to Stephen A. Smith, shout out to Wendy Williams, shout out to TMZ, and shout out to everybody that made it to the list, whether it was the songs of the week or the tea of the week. Well, everybody except for those first two criminals we was just talking about. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am really on a roll. I told you I'm not playing. I got my foot on these folks' necks. Voice of NYC is in the building. I'm not playing these games. Expect videos weekly, daily, back to back to back. I'm really not playing. Now, before I finish this video, y'all already know what we about to say. Always show God love. Make sure you pray first thing early in the morning when you wake up, before you go to sleep, before you eat. It sounded like I was about to start freestyling, huh? Always be real. Always have a pure heart. And what did I say in the last video? It costs $0 to be a kind person. Don't do it because you want something in return. Do it because you have a pure heart. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be on the lookout for the next one, and have yourself a blessed day.
I couldn't believe it. Soon as I bought my Cuban chick, she called me back.